Hi, you guys. So this is a real randomness video. These are a couple of things that I have been thinking about, and from time to time, and I've been really meaning to sit down and talk about them. So the first thing is, okay, as you all know, a couple weeks ago, Donald Trump got elected for president, and no, I was not happy about it. But I think the saddest part is people are always on Facebook or one another complaining about, oh, this is the worst, this is the negative, blah blah blah. But you have to understand, as people, it is our job to bring the positivity into the world. So if you get on Facebook it was so many people every day, they were just saying something negative, and I had to get off of Facebook because it was fucking with my energy. So I'm just like, I said one thing about it and I moved on, and it wasn't really horrible. I was just like, they would rather a toddler who throws tantrums in the White House than a woman. And I kept it moving. But I'm like, at the end of the day, God knows what he's doing. And I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to sit here and be negative, because the moment you start pouring in that negative, how are you different from people who don't like you because you're black? Or they don't like you because you're gay? Or they don't like you because you're a woman? Or they don't like you because you're a person of color? You become no different, because negativity is negativity. It doesn't matter how you say it or do it, it's negative. It's really unfortunate that people don't see that. They're like, well, I'm not racist, I'm not this, I'm not that, I don't hate LGBTQ community. It doesn't matter. If you're sitting on this computer or your phone or wherever you access the internet, and you take the time out of your day every single day to say something not positive, it kind of contradicts when you do positive. You're like, well, how long is this going to last? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, no, I personally did not want Trump to win. But like I said, I'm not going to let that man dictate how I feel, how I spread positive energy. And after that, I was just like, I need to do something positive. So I just started going out, buying homeless people dinners and shit. And I was just like, I'm not the richest person in the world. No, but I grew up around that. I grew up around feeding the homeless. I grew up around giving to people less fortunate than you. And it made me feel so much better, because I'm just like, maybe there is something good left in this world. And I just feel like it's just not worth your energy, bro. Like, to sit there and be like, Americans are fucking stupid. Well, if you actually look at the facts, darling, Americans elected Hillary. It was the college electoral who elected Donald Trump. So it was the government who elected him, not us. And I kind of feel bad, because there's some people I know personally who think all Americans are stupid because of this one event. And it's like, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like when somebody says, I don't really like black people because they look like they'll steal from me. Now, I've heard that personally, okay? And they wasn't my friend. You got me fucked up. But I've heard somebody say that, and I'm just like, that's so ignorant. It's in the same realm of, I don't like Americans because they voted for Donald Trump. No, sweetie, I didn't. I can't speak for nobody else because I'm just me. But the people who did vote for Hillary, it doesn't matter, because the government took over at that point and was like, we're just going to go ahead and put Donald Trump in office. And, if you ever look at him when he found out he won, he was fucking shocked. He was like, what? For real? Like, real life? I was just playing, y'all. Okay. Like, this ain't Legos. This is a country you renting, So sometimes I feel like he's a kid in a toy store. And he's like, oh, I get to build shit and fuck up shit and say whatever I want. So I'm not going to even go into it. I don't really care. Like, if you comment about it, okay, whatever. Like I said, it's our job as people to be kind and find the good in the day and the good in this process. And you know what? I have a lot more shit to worry about than Mr. Trump himself, and I just pray that we don't go backwards 50 plus years. I pray that we can progress as people. I pray that we can come together and find a resolution. There are a lot of people who've been racist for years before Donald Trump was elected. It's sad that people even find it in their hearts to be racist and hate anyone because they're not like them. And I think that's the saddest thing. But if you really think about it, no, white people are Native Americans. Native Americans are Native Americans. But we're going to digress. So anyway, because, it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm not gonna get on here and preach about race and nothing like that. You guys got books and Google just like my ass. I went to high school just like everybody else. You're welcome. The fuck? So yeah. It was just kind of irritating me that people are getting on there just spewing all their fucking nasty ass, negative ass energy. And it's just like, ugh, God. Like, I have to get it off of my phone. I'm just like, girl, let me go put some blessed all on this phone. Jesus. Because I can't, it's, I will not and cannot take that. Like, I got too much shit going on. Like, I'm not going to get on Facebook and see people just spewing all this hate. And there's so much shit going on. There's like Native Americans fighting for the pipeline and shit. Like, my nigga, focus on something else. Put your energy into something else, bruh. Like, go on with all that. So anyway, though, I have to like wipe myself of that energy. It's just weird how that happens. Like, I don't want no parts of it. Like, I'm trying to be in a positive mode. Because let me explain something. I'm going to be 30 in July. So that gives me approximately 8 or so months. Right? So I know that people will be approaching like milestone ages, as they call it. Like 40, 30, 21, stuff like that, 18. 50, 60, stuff like that, right? And I feel like once you get past 25, milestone age is like every 5 years, right? According to like a book or something. But pretty much every year I get to be alive is a milestone age for me. So the fact that I'm almost 30, it kind of makes me happy and excited that I'm just like, wow, I've been on this earth 30 years, and it's just like also a puts in perspective of what I'm trying to do to make myself happy. And I said something like this on Facebook, on Snapchat earlier this morning, but it was kind of a realization of all the bullshit. But if you call someone to check on them, if you text them, if you're like, hey, what's going on, and you consider them your friend, and they do not respond, not even once, not one fucking time, not even a little bit. And you're sitting there like, I wonder if they're all right. I wonder if they're okay. But you look on their Facebook, they're going out to dinner. They're going to concerts. They're taking flights. They're going on trips. They're working, whatever that may be. And they're talking to other people. If that is the case, I would like to let you know that that's not your friend, sweetie. They're only concerned about themselves and what's going on inside of their circle. So if they consider you outside of their circle, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter how you feel. So, just evaluate yourself and your circle and see who you're pitting higher than they should be, as my best friend said. She's just basically telling me that maybe I put people in the categories they shouldn't be in. And you put people in like friends and stuff like that when they should be like distant associates. And you wouldn't be so disappointed. And I think that's why sometimes I'm so disappointed. I can't speak for nobody else. But sometimes as a person, I'm disappointed because maybe I put people in categories that they don't fucking belong in. And it's just like, I had a homegirl who I was cool with for hella long. After my grandmother passed, she never called me again. She never checked on me. She never said text me. But her sister had cancer. And me and her sister was like not even cool. Like at all. But I would text her and be like, I'm praying for your sister. I hope she's well. I hope everything is okay. God bless you and your family. Every other couple of weeks, right? Because she lives in another state. And it's just like, it was crazy when I was going through it. Because, I'm still dealing with the whole passing of my grandmother. The whole how to cope. How to, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm in denial sometimes. I think that sometimes maybe I'm like, she's just hiding out in Cuba. And I know she's not. But it makes me feel better at the moment. So instead of like drinking heavily or, doing something horrible to myself, I think I'm in denial sometimes. And it may not be the healthiest thing, but that's just what works for me. And then I come back to reality like the next day. But, yeah, just realize that sometimes people show you who they are. Maybe you don't always want to believe them. You want to believe that they're going to be better. You want to believe that they're going to do better. But if they show you 100 times, okay? And you're just like, I can't believe that they did this. Like, after some point, you're going to have to be like, you know what? That's all you. You got it. and you have to just move on. Like, you got to let that energy go, because if it's not benefiting you and you're not benefiting them in some way, whether it be your energy or your presence in their life or vice versa, then you have to really decide if this is the kind of relationship you want to keep in your life. And I mean that from the most loving place in my heart when I say that. So it's somebody out there who understands what I'm saying, who's like, oh my God, I'm going through it. Me too, the fuck. So it's just like, just know and understand that everybody is a lesson in your life. Everybody has a season. And everybody who comes into your life is not meant to be a root. There are leaves that come into your life, and that is okay. Maybe even some branches. But everybody can't be a root. Everybody can't be. And that's totally fine. Somebody's like, I was a leaf. I'm totes okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because God knows who needs to be in my life for what reason, why, when, where, how come, the day, the time. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just, it's just a series of events of fate, basically. So, but yeah. So I don't know. Is that all I want to talk about? Because I write this shit down because you guys know I got badass fucking memory. So, yeah. I don't know. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. I kind of rambled on the friend thing because I'm kind of going through some shit about it. But I'm trying to digress and, process and shit. But side note, my bitch, Cardi B just came back up on Love and Hip Hop New York, and I'm like living for everything Cardi B. Like, I loved her last season, but her sister though, I just wish I had a sister like that sometimes. But yes, that is it, you guys. So I'm actually gonna go edit that. But oh yeah, and I'm going on a trip in December. I'm so excited. I get to see my best friend. And yeah, so I'm going on a trip. I can't wait. Oh my God. I don't know why I'm being so weird right now, you guys. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know what it is. Man, it's just my life, honestly, truly. So I'm gonna go and get to editing and probably sit there for 20 minutes and look at the sky, but it's cool. So if you guys have any questions, I just spit the shit out my tongue. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything, leave them below. And be sure to check out all of my social media below. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to even watch my videos. Like, I really do mean that. I know I don't post as often, and I'm not one of the popular YouTubers. And I really had no aspiration to even be a popular YouTuber when I joined YouTube. I was just like, well, maybe people will understand where I'm coming from and understand that and be like, wow, we have that in common, that we think about this certain thing a certain way. So even the fact that there's even like 2,000 something people even subscribe to me, I feel like, wow, people sit there and actually watch me. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, and I truly thank you guys for being so kind to me and so cool. And most of you guys come through on my Snapchat, and like, you guys are so chill and just so sweet, and just say the nicest things, and it's just like, you always don't know if somebody's actually listening to you, but you guys let me know that you hear what I'm saying. So that's really important to me, and I really appreciate that. I just love you guys because you're so good to me, like, as a person. You don't even know what it means. You don't even know what it means. So, thank you guys so much for being so kind to me. Keep being kind to yourselves and each other. And I will see you guys on another video. Bye.